right?
Who's Fred? Fred in the bus and died in the name. How do you know he died then? Will you remember Fred for us?
Okay. So cooling day. Thank you everyone. Pick out your textbooks. Today we're going to do some drawing. Teach you how to draw as a biologist. Today was a special day. I released a butterfly I've been nursing. It's a good thing. Roshin was so done. Everyone's clapping and Roshin is like, okay. Okay, may I get you to take out your practical worksheet? Yesterday we did this, right? Was it yesterday? It felt like forever. Just yesterday. Okay, please take out your practical worksheet. Do not have a practical worksheet. Take out a foolscap paper. I'm going to teach you some drawing skills today. Yesterday was one practical skill. Today is the second practical skill. I love it when I stand in class and I see you all yellow. It's very bright and vibrant. Positive color. Excuse me, we are all in the same zone. Orange, yellow, same. Red also warm one. Yeah? You know who is not good? It's the blue and the, like the green and the
Purple is okay. Purple is okay.
Okay, let's not go down that road. We already made peace. No point fighting like it. Okay, today I'm going to teach you another skill. We learn how to use a microscope. We'll learn how to draw today. Okay, please take out a practical worksheet. I'd like you to flip to page. What page is this? This page. The one with the cell. Ready? That's a practical worksheet. You have a practical worksheet? Oh, is it? You just used it yesterday already. Is it gone? Never bring it. Amazing. You pack your bag. Okay. Good. Okay. Who's busy today? Oh, Dennis. Dennis is there. Dennis is there. Oh, Yumi is there. And Shuya is over. Okay. Today we're going to learn how to draw. I know all of you know how to draw. But you don't have to draw a biologist's way. On your diagram, on this page, I've taken a photo, actual photo, of a plant cell. By the end of today, you will be able to draw this sample, this specimen, the way biologists draw them. And the key to drawing a good biological drawing is this. I would like you to remember Kensher Pass Drawing Lab. CSPDL. I'm going to go through what each alphabet stands for so that you can give your best drawing. If you don't draw well, I'm going to make you redraw 3 times until you can get it right.
No.
Okay? So do it once, do it well. Ready? By the end of today, you should be able to give me a drawing that looks exactly like this. Okay? You look at the specimen on your worksheet, look at my drawing. Yeah? This is a standard I want you to be able to reach. Just like your microscopy skills, not all of you are trained. You can actually find a sharp image pretty fast. So I want you to achieve this skill also to be able to draw a good drawing. You compare your picture to my drawing, quite similar. This is what I want you to aim towards today. So I'm going to go through what CSPDL stands for. Can sure pass drawing lah. What? No, it doesn't stand for can sure pass drawing lah. Each one, use this to remember CSPDL. Okay? You can see CSPDL in this box below, the dotted box. Okay? I'm going to run through each point now, the do's and don'ts of a good biological drawing. This is inside your worksheet, so make sure you have this worksheet up. So this is the A for today. Let's begin first with C. C stands for clean lines. What do I mean by clean lines? Yeah, I think the best way to show you what clean lines stand for is to show you lines that are not clean. So for example, let's look at this sample. This looks like a work of art. What do I mean? You know, a lot of artists, some of you are AP here, when you draw stuff, you do something like that, okay? You sketch, right? And when you're nearly there, then you're like, okay, beautiful. Okay, then maybe the light is coming in from here. So therefore, I need to do a little bit of shading here. Okay? And then the nucleus that I draw, okay, I saw that it was very dark color, so I'm going to color it in also. Okay? This is not what biologists do when we do biological drawings. If we really want so much detail, we will capture a photo. So why draw? When we draw, we make emphasis on certain parts that we want the audience to see. A photo captures every detail, but a drawing focuses on what you want a person to see when they look at your drawing. So a few things you should not do when I say clean lines. Number one, I don't want to see like a sketch. You know why? Because when I look at this, for someone that don't know what an animal cell looks like, they will think that this cell is hairy. Yeah? In fact, wow, this cell has a fur coat. Next, no fur. Next, no coloring or shading. Okay? No. Why? Because when you look at your pencil there, what color is it? Black. But was the specimen you are looking at black color? It was not. It was a variety of colors. The plant one was green, this one was stained pink. So, never shade because it's an inaccurate reflection of the color. That's why we do not shade. Some students ask, but I really want to let the audience know that it was pink. What you can do is that you can label it as the nucleus. And if you really wanted to, you can say it was pink color. At most in words, but never in drawing. I know some of you bring color pencil to class, but don't go about coloring because you are never going to get the accurate representation. A photo will do that. Next thing, when I say clean lines, I also mean that your lines need to connect. Look over here, the lines here don't connect. You know what this means? This cell has a hole and contents will leak out. Okay? Yeah, another hole, contents will leak out. So your lines need to be complete. That's what clean lines mean. Okay, and that's what C is. Next, can sure pass drawing lah. S stands for size. I want you to compare. I gave so much space for drawing. Student number 1 gave a drawing this size. Student number 2 gave a drawing this size. A good drawing takes up 3/4 of the given space. So, look at the rectangular box I gave you for drawing later on. You must take up 3/4 of the space. 3/4 or more, the bigger the better. Okay, why? Because if you draw too small, I cannot see the details. Okay? If you draw too small, also very hard for you to draw the details. So you draw big so that you can capture all of the details. Next, P for proportions. Can sure pass drawing lah. Proportions, what do I mean by proportions? Look at the plant cell that's been taken photo of. Look at the nucleus versus the nucleus here. It's like this nucleus has swelled up. Look at the cell wall of this particular plant versus the cell wall given to you. Notice this cell wall is way thicker. The proportions are off. It is as good as I want to draw Kang Yo, right? Then after that, when you draw me, I draw you up. Okay? Then look at his nose. Yeah, like that. Okay? This is off proportion. Yeah? Okay? Joe, I worry for your drawing later on. Okay? So, proportions are off. Okay? This is not cameo. You know? Proportions are off. That's what I mean by proportions. Like you laugh now. Later on, if any of your drawings are off proportion, I need to draw 2 more times. 3 more times. Okay, let's look at this. Are the proportions off?
Let's see.
Yeah, actually not bad. Not bad. Not bad. Okay, not bad. Even it got my head shape. Not bad. Which comes to detail. Notice Kang didn't just draw my head as a circle. He even gave me like a shape because you look at my side profile, right? Actually it's a bit sharp. So it comes to detail. Look at this plant cell here. This person is trying to draw a very typical plant cell. Just give me a rectangular box. But if you look at your actual plant cell, the photograph given, it's not rectangle. So compared to what I drawn, I've given a lot of detail. Where there are corners, I give corners. Where some parts are jutting out, I give the jutting out. This particular one, although looks very perfect, it's too perfect. This is a textbook drawing. This has no detail of the actual sample. Can show pass drawing? La. L for labels. Last but not least, you need to label. So for example, nose, mouth, so on and so forth. But when you label, make sure these lines you use ruler. Don't do this, don't like, oh, ear. Then like, hair. Make it look like I have an antenna. Okay? So when you label, don't curl up. Because a curl to a person first time seeing, they may think it has one hair sticking out. Lots of hair look like that. By the biological world, you don't find things that are so straight out. Okay? So make sure you use a ruler. Make sure that your labels don't crisscross. So for example, I don't want to see things like, oh, who have thought this would be so useful? I don't want to see things like, then forehead. Don't crisscross your labels. It looks very messy. So plan your space well. Everything, try to use pencil to help. So this is an example of a good drawing. Sorry, no, this is an example of bad drawing. This is a good drawing. I want everyone in the next 15 minutes to do your best to draw what you see here, not what you imagine a plant cell to be. Okay? If your drawing don't pass, then I'm going to make you redraw 3 more times. Yeah? I consider myself quite kind. For some classes, have to redraw 10 times. Yes? The 3 times 0, then each of the 3 you draw 3 more times. So you increase up. Okay? I give you 15 minutes. Please draw now. While you listen to some acoustic music. This is not about whether you're good at drawing or not. It's about whether you can copy. Yeah, really copy what you see. Okay, my dears, don't copy my drawing. Copy your specimen. Okay? If you copy your specimen well, it should look like what you see on the screen. Don't copy my drawing. Okay, I'm going to give you a bad example on the screen. Okay? You don't copy the bad example. So fast, huh? Very good. Skills are good. I see the kind of sketch and reminiscent of an artist. I say artistic, huh? Oh, make sure your lines are clean. You don't want to see lines that overlap each other. Therefore, as I walk around, the choice of pencil is important. Make sure you have a very sharp pencil.
Wow, you look like you want to redraw. You want to redraw 3 times? So you see all these hairy parts? Yeah? Make sure your lines are clean. Okay, so let's look at this. This is proportionate. So you observe the wing, right? It is slightly smaller, but your wing over here is almost much smaller. Yeah. On top of that, you notice that it's larger in the corners, but you kind of shrink away the corners. So I think this is not bad for the first try. Your nucleus is also slightly bigger. So work on your proportions. So proportions and detail are off. But overall, that's not bad. Proportions are all very good. Sorry. The size is good, 3/4. Your cell wall is big. Cell wall is much bigger. Not bad. Not bad for the first try. Green lines. To be bumper, green lines here, here, is for erasing. So you try to erase it. Particle, no shading. First was not that color. If I'm a very strict teacher, where do you think I will point of the student? Not exactly green, but that's good. You even try to erase. Geometry is not bad. I think you just need to work on erasing. Yeah. You either who are my AP students here? Go on. You got offered by Yanis as well. Get offered. I think it's a school in itself. It's AP. The standard. And the CR, usually AP students have like sketching technique. Okay. Good. Okay. Okay. Yeah. If I am very particular, actually not. The cell wall kind of gets split and it gets similar here. Yeah. We know what you think and each one. I think it's not bad, but one of the criteria is little bit off. Which aspect looks off? part of another plant cell. If I want to improve on part of the proportion, look at the nucleus. Proportion wise, Binan's done the proportion of nucleus better. But Binan is a very artist kind of line. Yeah? But his proportions are good. Yours are like got links coming out. But I understand where you're coming from because you're looking at all this one, right? Fair enough. Hey, my dear, why is the nucleus on the left hand side and the nucleus on the right hand side? Yeah? How you label? Why you use arrows? I want to redraw 3 times.
No.
Do you use ruler to label? Hey, everyone check your label lines. Do you use ruler?
Need to use ruler?
Yes. I also don't want just the arrows. Okay? Don't label like this. For example, I don't want to see you draw arrowhead and come out and like poop. Okay? Don't draw arrowheads because these arrowheads make it look like there's 2 strands of hair sticking out. Okay? Like if this were me, they have 2 strands of hair sticking out. Yeah? No arrowheads. It's wrong, huh? So label, straight line, poop. This one must use ruler. You want to hold your blood type? I'm also O plus.
Oh, I'm also O plus. Oh, I got me too. Oh, I'm A plus. A plus. A plus. What is A plus? A plus is a plus.
Yep, pass. Let's go for 5. Okay, but you compare all 3. I would say Boucher's one is less plump. But you know, he gets 1 more plump as he goes by. Yeah? But you look at your example, it's not so wide. Yeah? So, if the teacher is very strict, they mark down on proportion. Cell wall, okay, I agree with your cell walls, but how thick and wide the cell is actually Boucher is the closest, but you yours is quite wide. But leg wide, but this is also 3/4. Okay. As I scan around, no one quite qualifies to do 3 more times. Hey, okay. Now, swap your papers. Your friend will mark CSPDL. Out of 5 marks, do they qualify 2 marks? If they don't, can you put a cross beside which section you think doesn't meet the standard? Everyone mark down. Okay, please take out a green pen. I would like you out of 5 marks. Can you tell your friends which points they got correct? Which ones they didn't do so well in? Okay? In your worksheet, you should see this. CSPDL. Can you give a tick if your friend got it? Give a cross if they didn't. Alright? Then we'll see out of the whole class who managed to get 5 out of 5. Can you get 4 out of 5? I'm very proud of you already, huh? CSPDL 5, huh?
Lucky or
If you want to just double check if you are being too strict with your friend, oh, this is her. Oh, you very strict. Okay, this is still you mom? Okay, the done marking is returned to your friend. Let them see what he is given. Okay, who here got 5 out of 5? 5 out of 5? 5 out of 5 ah? Wow, okay, I got C already ah. Okay, let's look at these two samples ah. 5 out of 5 ah. Deserving? Let me see ah. Okay, I will give a 4 out of 5. Some of the lines not very clean. Okay, but proportion wise not bad. Who got 4 out of 5? 4 out of 5? That's quite a lot of you. How do you give a 4.5?
Yeah, also the 4.5.
Okay, teacher won't give half mark one ah. Gone means gone. Okay, 3 out of 5? 3 out of 5? How the rest of you fail ah? 2 out of 5? 3 out of 5? Anyone here, your friend failed you? No? That's good ah. As I was walking around, the standard is not bad. None of you should have failed the drawings you have given. Okay? So please put this in practice. Hello, 2 marks boys. Okay. So next time round, we may ask you to do a biological drawing, maybe during a practical exam. I may give you a sample, you look in a microscope. The challenge is we may not provide you a photo anymore. We instead we just provide you a specimen, microscope. You gotta look in the microscope and look and draw. Look and draw. So that's the next challenging part. Okay? If you find this fun, then good for you. Some students ask me, how is the teacher supposed to know what I am seeing in the microscope? Whether what I'm drawing looks like what I saw. Make sense? How is the teacher supposed to know? Okay, so in reality, there's no way I can know what you saw exactly. Every animal cell is slightly different. Although we know that they are roundish, sometimes some of them are elongated. Depending on where you look in the specimen, also will be different, correct? So how? The teacher always has problem marking one of those marking points. For example, proportion. Proportion is our challenge to mark because we don't know what you saw exactly. What if the plant cell you saw already the cell was that big? The nucleus really that big, right? So this one is the iffy one. But actually the rest you can still mark it for it. For example, three lines. Three lines is something. No matter what sample you get, you've got to draw 3 lines. Your labels, your sides, 3/4. A lot of the things you can still mark it for. Next one is details. There are some details you cannot miss when you're looking at plant or animal cells. I'm going to write down right now some of the parts of the cell that you cannot miss out because every plant cell under the microscope should see this. Number 1, nucleus. Nucleus must have. Number 2, cell membrane. Number 3, cytoplasm. These 3 things you must have. Microscope. Look, the microscope you use, you should be able to see them. There are some things may or may not have. For example, for plants, sometimes you can see chloroplast, sometimes you cannot see. Okay? Sometimes you can see the vacuole, sometimes you cannot see. But these three I expect you to have. Plant cell is one more thing that you should have, which is the cell wall. It's a matter of whether the cell wall is very thick or very thin. But these structures are, you confirm must have. Even though we may not see your sample, we expect it to be there. Because if it's not there, there's something wrong with this plant or animal cells.
Why there really is something wrong?
Okay, to be fair to you, usually for every practical exam, you will pay attention to the teacher. Sometimes you will see the teacher in front doing the experiment you are doing, just to make sure that the specimen you provide you that day didn't go wrong. So for example, if you pay attention, I mean you have no time to during a practical exam, you're very busy, right? But if you look up, sometimes the teacher in front is doing the same experiment you're doing, just to make sure. Or, before the practical exam started, they will have been in the lab testing experiment one more time. This is the right thing to do, okay? Because admittedly, sometimes specimen may change along the way, right? Later I provide plant cells, but they died right before the exam. Then, in reality, all of you all had to draw dead plant cells, right? But then, if I didn't check, I would have expected you to still draw living plant cells. Okay? So we will check. Okay, so that's the first part, okay? Biological drawings for your plant cell. Okay? I'd like you to flip to the previous page of your practical worksheet. You saw that there is an E. I'd just like to go through that part. You saw an E yesterday, yeah? However, when you look in the microscope, you notice the E was flipped. Yeah? When you put the alphabet E on your microscope, you put it upright. But when you look in the microscope, you observe how it flipped.
Just me.
Was it just a flip? In reality, right, you flip 2 times. If you flip once this way, I'll always have trouble doing this, okay? And you flip once, and you flip another time. Okay. Correct? Is it a mirror image? Yeah? Okay. So, what you saw yesterday, you ended up seeing this. But the question is, how come when I put this specimen on the stage this way, it flipped twice? Well, it relates to the previous chapter on reflection. That's because you noticed that there were 2 lenses. You were looking through the eyepiece, and then there was also the lenses below the objective lens that you can turn and rotate. There were 2 times the images were reflected. Because it was reflected a few times within a microscope, the image didn't come out exactly what you saw. Details-wise, yes, but actually it was laterally inverted and also upside down. What this means for you is that when you look at let's say an animal cell, okay, when you look at an animal cell, in reality, actually there was a flip. Wow, okay, I'm challenging myself here. Actually, it flipped twice. Okay? Is that going to be a problem for you? It's not a big problem. Because as a biologist, we are more concerned with the details. How much clarity can we see? We're not that concerned about whether it's upside down or laterally inverted. It is still okay. But the reason why we gave you this alphabet E, just so that you are aware that there is a flip. Because some students think that what you see is what you get, but actually that has been a flip. Okay, just take a look. Actually, I don't know how many of you notice. You know the stage controls, when you want to shift left or right? In reality, when you were shifting left, do you look at your specimen, which direction it was going? It doesn't correspond to when you shift left, you look through, it also goes left, right? Because actually there's a flip. So you will feel it most when you are using the stage controls. When will be the next time you use a microscope? Actually, it will be very far into your JH line. I have a feeling that next time you'll see maybe in JH3 already. Okay? So, try your best to remember the skills. In JH3, I may or may not see you again. Then, If I do see you again, I expect higher standards. You cannot use a microscope, I'll be very disappointed. Okay? Oh, okay. How many of you observed one of the eyepiece came with a ruler? You saw?
Yeah.
So actually, one of the eyepiece came with a ruler. The reason for giving that ruler is so that you can actually measure the length of the specimen you are looking at. I haven't taught you how to do it yet. By JH3, you'll be taught the skill so that you can actually measure how long or how wide a cell is. With that skill, it's very important because now you want to know how small the specimen you're looking at. Okay? Thanks for bringing that up. But you only see it in one of the eyepieces, not the other.
And why is one of the eyepieces detachable?
Sorry, the question?
One of the eyepieces is like detachable.
Oh, one of the eyepieces is detachable. Also, you detach it?
Yes.
Okay. So it is detachable, so that you can swap it out if you like to. Okay? Do you know the 3 objective lens also detachable? It's just not so easily detachable. You actually have to unscrew. So the 4th hole is meant for 100 times objective. But we didn't provide that to you because 100 times objective requires a little bit more effort. After you screw it in, you have to take an oil droplet and put it on the objective lens. It needs a little bit of oil on the lens for it to work. That's the most amazing part. Yes? You can expect it to be longer. I cannot remember how long, but it's longer. Okay? Okay, so that's all for the practical skill. Please file that. So, if you're wondering, I know I did not go through every single part of this. That's okay. So for how complete this practical worksheet needs to be, whatever I go through, it needs to be filled in. The other sections I did not go through is okay. It's still counted as complete if you did not complete it. Okay? I'm telling this because your filing needs to be submitted when? Next week, correct? Go. Okay? Next week you need to file. Next week I need to collect your files. So you need to be aware what needs to be completed. Yeah, I have you until 12:30, is it?
I think so.
Okay, 2 o'clock, 10 o'clock.
Hey, 2 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 2 o'clock.
What time did I come in? Sure.
Right.
How long are you
Like a few hours.
Sorry, I'm very behind time. Yes.
Talking about that.
Huh? This Monday is what? It's the what? Oh, I know. Okay, hello class. I know next Monday there's no science, but I want to collect it next Monday. So that I have that time over the National Day while I watch the fireworks, where I sit there and
Wow, so sad. National Day still need to do work.
Yeah? I'm like, oh, fireworks, give and take. Okay, so I need it on Monday so that over the National Day period, I can clear your files, then I can return it to you. Okay, and then unlike your rest of your peers, you have all your worksheets with you because that's what makes a difference in your revision. I've tried and tested many years. Really, the difference comes down to whether you have all your worksheets. Okay? And whether you revise it. Really, that makes the biggest difference.
Took so much effort.
You can try it out. Okay? You can go and test the theory. Don't revise the worksheets. Go and sit for the exam. Okay? Then you let me know how you do. Yeah? National Day celebration is next Tuesday. Next Monday, that's more is just 1 day of school. Tuesday celebrations. I think we'll go home earlier. Then Wednesday is holiday, Thursday is holiday, and Friday is lesson again. Okay? Please don't follow on Friday. I'll try not to take holiday either. Okay, let's close off. I believe I came in at 11:30, not 12 o'clock.
That's just a delusion.
Okay. Can you take out your CA worksheet? What is your CA worksheet? It should be the one that comes with this, the one you were filling in last round. I have a feeling I didn't complete it.
You did?
I don't recall completing plant cell. Okay? Which worksheet is it? It is this worksheet, the one that comes with the drawings in front. What am I on? You flip to the second page. There are tables. we have not completed the plant table. Okay, that's very critical for your learning. So go to page 3 of this worksheet. Okay, page 3 of this worksheet. We're going to complete the last few parts of the plant cell. You're almost done with this chapter. Yeah, I don't know why. I feel like today I'm shouting very loud. My voice is going. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. Take care.
Taiwan say you finish the plant cell. No wait, no, I finished the plant cell. Oh, he finished the plant cell.
Where's your worksheet? Again, I don't need to tell you how to breathe.
So I didn't get it on that day.
Yes, Ethan, go and get Ethan.
Ethan,
Ethan, you can this worksheet.
me, give. The one that I almost saved my name.
Have enough. Okay, I have one more copy. You take this first. Okay, let's do this. Blood cell. Last week, we left off with animal. We learned the various parts of the animal cell. I'm going to quickly recap. We know number 1, animal cells have nucleus. They also have chromosomes within the nucleus, as the DNA. Animal cells also have cytoplasm, the jelly-like substance. They also have plasma or cell membrane. It's all primary school stuff. These are the new stuff. We know animal cells have small vacuoles, kind of like storage house. And they also have mitochondrion that produces chemical energy for the cell to survive. Let's go to plant cells. In reality, plant cells have a lot of things that are similar. They also have nucleus, chromosome, cell membrane, cytoplasm. But let's look at the differences. First difference last week when we stopped is that they have a large central vacuole. Animal cells vacuole a bit smaller, but plant cell one very huge. Plant cells also have mitochondria. It is not unique to animal cells because all cells need energy. So both plant and animal cells have mitochondria. I know the table over there is blank. What's the function of the mitochondrion? Same function as the animal cell one. So let's go to the last 2 things in plant cells that animal cells do not have. First one, cell wall. Plant cells have cell wall, whereas animal cells do not. And you learn this in primary school. But what is the difference here? Perhaps you did not learn what cell wall is made up of. It is made up of a material called cellulose. Perhaps to make it more relatable, where do you find cellulose? Vegetables. You know, every time you eat vegetables, then you always say must eat vegetables so that you can shit better.
Huh?
Yeah?
Oh.
I didn't use it in a powerful way. Was it this class that if you say shit then you do push up?
Yes, yes. Try you do push up. Yeah, 100. Yeah, 100.
Okay. So what is cellulose? Cellulose is a kind of carbohydrate that's undigestible. It is what you poop out at the end of the day. Why do plant cells have a cell wall that's made out of such a undigestible material? So that the plant cells can be a bit more firm, rigid, and can help the plant stay upright. Plants do not need to move around. Instead, they need to stay stationary so that they can pop up their leaves so they can absorb as much sunlight possible. The only way to do so is if their cells are solid, rigid, sturdy, and cell wall helps to give it shape. The last thing about plant cells that animal cells do not have are chloroplasts. Chloroplasts contain the pigment chlorophyll, which is green color. That's what allows the plant to trap light and make it into food. The food that plants make specifically is actually sugar. Plants make sugar. That's the kind of food. It doesn't make hamburgers or sandwiches, it makes sugar.
Whoa.
Through the process of photosynthesis, which is what you learn in primary school. And that should fill up the last line of your table. These two tables are important for your revision on what the parts of the animal and plant cell are. Your clock is frozen in time. So what's the real time? 10 more minutes. Yes. The mitochondria. So, for those of you that want to write down the structure and function of mitochondria, it was shown under animal cell. So this is the function. This is the site where we produce chemical energy. There are a few more pages to this class activity. I will not be doing all of the activities. They are a little bit repetitive. So we will stop here with the tables. The remaining activity is a little bit for fun, but it's also a recap, constant recap. You could do it in your free time, but I will not be going through. But rest assured that whatever I've gone through in the table is what's needed to even do the last few parts. I would like to distribute the RE for this chapter. We don't have much time left for this particular lesson, so you can start your RE and you can actually do it quite fast. Can someone, who is Yumi's buddy? Who? Can help keep on Yumi? Can write down her name so that she can have the worksheet as well. Who else is absent today? Chef? No one? Okay. So write down Yumi's name so she will have a worksheet. I say again, next week when I collect your file, how much you get for your submission score is based on your proportion of submission. Submit 50%, you get 50% of submission score. Find a way to photocopy or not my problem to solve. Go and find a way to get it. Okay, what questions can you do now? You can do all of the MCQs except for MCQ number 6 and MCQ number 8. But if you think you can do it, go ahead and do. Other than that, you can also do question 9 and question 10. Okay, by now you can do all these questions. For those of you that want to challenge yourself, actually question 11 is also doable, a little bit challenging. So I'd like you to use the remaining time today to work on the questions. Immediately do some revision. Shuya has a spare worksheet. Did anyone not get a worksheet yet? Huh? Okay. Why you have an exam, is it? That one got exam? Also, what? It's all same season, is it? Everyone is missing out exam. Okay, the remaining time, if you really want to quickly have a look at your mother tongue material before exam, you can. Okay, but also, if not, you can work on your RE. But do not want to see you playing games. Okay? You can do either or. There's no science test until your year end exam. Yeah.
Really?
But we will give you some past year paper to practice.
No.
Give me one second. Someday, average lifespan
I
around
still do everything.
But I cannot
I still do everything. Can't help. I still do everything.
How about you? How of you are still, how many of you are still babies, 12 years old?
Me, I know.
Aiyo.
That's so sad.
Okay, not that so.
Still
Yeah.
play.
I'm more than 2 times your age. So old. What are you paying for? Not even dying. Sorry? Buy one food? Yes. Maybe tomorrow I get back there.
Nothing.
What are you doing?
I'm doing nothing.
No lah, do something. You want to revise your mother tongue or you do your
I
RA?
revise on math.
Yeah. No.